Hello, Davison. I'm Caitlin Abella here alongside Kelvin Phillips for our first doubleheader against Carman Ainswoth. Alrighty. Kelvin, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like we got a good night ahead of us. We got a good game ahead of us. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good about this game. The Davison girls are coached by Craig Hitchcock, and the Cavaliers are coached by Lance. With both teams being 2-1, and then last year the Lady Cavs defeating the Cardinals. Alrighty, so for the tip-off, it looks like we have Maddie Carr and Shakara Johnson. So as we get this show on the road. Alrighty. Maddie Carr with the tip-off here. Alrighty. Looks like Shakara Johnson got it there, so it's a pass to number 3. That's Destiny Slaughter. Alrighty, number 12 has the ball now. That's Chanel King running up the post, and Zippyport regains possession. Passes it back to Allie Timmons here. Allie Timmons calling the play. Passes it off to her right. That's Zippyport again. Pushes up the paint, goes for the layup, and doesn't quite make it. The Cavs got possession there. So it looks like Chanel King has the ball now for the Cavs. Tip-off between two of the girls there. Maddie Carr regaining possession with Adrian Gill now with the ball. Adrian Gill back to Timmons. Timmons checking for a play here, gives it to Gill. Gill to Lindsay. Under the net there. Goes for the layup, doesn't quite make it. Alrighty, gonna be Cavs ball here. Looks like Falks here, the ball, gives it off to number 12, King. King looking out for a player here. All right, Falks there. Right up in the paint, got Maddie Carr and number 2, that's Tart. Timmons now with the ball for Davison. Hitchcock yelling at her to slow down here. Getting a little bit ahead of herself. Gives it off to Zippyport. Zippy goes through the air to Maddie Carr, gets knocked out of Maddie Carr's hands by number 3, Destiny Slaughter. She's down the court with the ball now, gives it off to number 2, Tart. Got the layup there.
A rapid back and forth thus far.
Oh yeah.
Start of this game.
Alrighty, so Ellie Timmons there with the foul. That's her first. And Tart will be taking a free throw there. And she makes it. So Maddie Card for Davison got the ball now. Gives it off to Ellie Timmons. Maddie Carr now again. Gives it back to Timmons. Timmons passes it off to Carr. To Gill. Goes for the 2 and makes it. Alright, so now we got number 12, King, for the Cavs. Covered by Zippyport. King looking for an opening. Then we got Falks again to, looks like number 12. King goes for the long 3. And she makes it. So we go Maddie Carr to Timmons again. Timmons goes to Carr. Back off to Timmons. To Gill. To Lindsay for the, tries for a layup, doesn't quite make it. So we got Falks to number 12, King again. King for a layup. Doesn't quite make it. Looks like she might. Looks like Zippyport gets a foul there. So that's her first as well. All right, so we got number 12, King, for the free throw here. Ready? She makes it. Going for a second now. Ready? Second is no good. It's like a Davison ball out on the Cavs. So we got Maddie Carter, Timmons again. Timmons off to Carr. Back at it. All right, so Zippy Port now with the ball. Covered by Fouts. Mispasses it and gives it to number 3, Slother. Excuse me, Strother. Maddie Card's going to throw it in here. Over to Timmons. Timmons back to Carr.
You really got to watch out for Carr in this game tonight with that height advantage.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So Gill to Lindsay. Going for the pass, doesn't quite make it. Or for the layup, doesn't quite make it, but makes it the second attempt. It's King again with the ball. Running for the Cavs, excuse me. It's like Zippy Port's got that steady defense on her. Goes for the layup, and she makes that layup. Score is now 9-4 with Cavs lead. Timmons to Carr, back to Timmons. To Porritt. Zippy showing off that speed there. She's got 2 on her. It's that foul. So that's the Cavs first.
Cavs taking an early lead, leading by 5.
Excuse me, that was not a foul. Looks like we've got number 1, Aaron, coming in for King. So Card's going to throw it in here. Over to Porritt. Looks like Porritt might go for it. Nope. Gives it off. Tries for Lindsay, but doesn't quite make it. And number 2, Tart, comes in possession. Cav ball now. Looks like the ball went out of bounds, so Davison's going to recover there. So it went from Carr to Timmons, back to Carr. Carr to Gill. Gill passing it off to Timmons. Off to Lindsay. Putting up a layup and makes it. So we got number 10, Johnson, throwing it in to number 2, Tart. Looks like Tart tried to go for the layup almost. Didn't quite go. But Tart again with the ball back to number 3, Stother. Back to 10, Johnson to Stother again. Goes for the 3, bounces off the rim. And Cavs recover. That's number 1, Aaron. Aaron passes it back. And that's number 15. Goes for the layup, doesn't quite make it. Number 10 goes for the rebound, doesn't make it. Now Timmons with the ball. Timmons coming up looking for a pass play here. Gives it off to Gill. Gill gives it off to Carr. See that height there. To Port for the 3. Doesn't quite make it. Hits the backboard. Maddie Carr now again. Gives it back to Timmons. Timmons passes it off to Carr. To Gill. Goes for the, that's out on Davison.
Looks like King is switching back in again for fouls. That's number 12, King, coming back.
King looking for an opening. Then we got Fouts again to, looks like number 12. King goes for the long 3. And she makes it. So we go Maddie Carr to Timmons again. Timmons goes to Carr. Back off to Timmons. To Gill. To Lindsay for the, tries for a layup, doesn't quite make it. So we got Fouts to number 12, King again. King for a layup. Doesn't quite make it. Looks like she might. Looks like Zippy Port gets a foul there. So that's her first as well. All right, so we got number 12, King, for the free throw here. Ready? She makes it. Going for a second now. Ready? Second is no good. It's like a Davison ball out on the Cavs. So we've got Maddie Carter, Timmons again. Timmons off to Carr. Back at it. All right, so Zippy Port now with the ball. Covered by Fouts. Mispasses it and gives it to number 3, Slother. Excuse me, Strother. Maddie Card's going to throw it in here. Over to Timmons. Timmons back to Carr.
You really got to watch out for Carr in this game tonight with that height advantage.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So Gill to Lindsay. Going for the pass, doesn't quite make it. Or for the layup, doesn't quite make it, but makes it the second attempt. That's King again with the ball. Running for the Cavs, excuse me. It's like Zippy Port's got that steady defense on her. Goes for the layup, and she makes that layup. Score is now 9-4 with Cavs lead. Timmons to Carr, back to Timmons. To Porritt. Zippy showing off that speed there. She's got 2 on her. It's that foul. So that's the Cavs first.
Cavs taking an early lead, leading by 5.
Excuse me, that was not a foul. Looks like we've got number 1, Aaron, coming in for King. So Card's going to throw it in here. Over to Porritt. Looks like Porritt might go for it. Nope. Gives it off. Tries for Lindsay, but doesn't quite make it. And number 2, Tart, comes in possession. Cav ball now. Looks like the ball went out of bounds, so Davison's going to recover there. So it went from Carr to Timmons, back to Carr. Carr to Gill. Gill passing it off to Timmons. Off to Lindsay. Putting up a layup and makes it. So we got number 10, Johnson, throwing it in to number 2, Tart. Looks like Tart tried to go for the layup almost. Didn't quite go. But Tart again with the ball back to number 3, Stother. Back to 10, Johnson to Stother again. Goes for the 3, bounces off the rim. And Cavs recover. That's number 1, Aaron. Aaron passes it back. And that's number 15. Goes for the layup, doesn't quite make it. Number 10 goes for the rebound, doesn't make it. Now Timmons with the ball. Timmons coming up looking for a pass play here. Gives it off to Gill. Gill gives it off to Carr. See that height there. To Port for the 3. Doesn't quite make it, hits the backboard. So we got Stother again with the ball. Looks like she's going to try and go for the layup. It doesn't quite go for it. All right, so that's out on Davison.
Looks like King is switching back in again for Fouts. That's number 12, King, coming back in for number 15, Fouts.
So now we have Stephanie Ramoy, Alexis Angus in for the Cards. She gives it off to number 12, King, with Gill's cover. To number 3, Stother. To number 2, Tart. Goes for the layup, doesn't quite make it. And a little bit of battle there.
Tart trying to make it in, but she had both Angus and Carr on her.
Yep. So Stephanie Ramoy knocked it out there. So it's going to be a Cavs ball. So throwing it in for the Cavs is Tart. She's going to give it off to number 12, King. Stephanie Ramoy on the coverage. Gives it off to Tart again. Goes for the long 3 and makes it. All right, so Ollie Timmons here. To Carr. Back to Timmons. Timmons up to Gill. The nice snag in the air there. To Ramoy. Ramoy looking for an open there. To Angus. Gives it off to Timmons, excuse me. Back to Angus. Ball gets knocked out of her hands there, and it's going to be called. So Angus is going to throw a free throw. That's the Cavs first, and that was called the number 2, Tart. Team second, excuse me.
Alexis Angus at the line for 2.
All right, so Alexis Angus is going to go for 2 here.
Like I said earlier about Carr having the height advantage, the same can be said about Angus.
Oh, yeah. Angus makes the first one.
Both of those two are ones to look out for.
Oh, yeah, definitely. All right. Goes for the second one, and makes it. So now we got number 10, Johnson, passing it in to number 1, Aaron, to number 3, Stother, back to number 12, King. King to Aaron, to number 10, Johnson, to King. King running up the post. Gill knocks it out of the hands of the Cavs. Goes up for the layup. Doesn't quite make it. Gets pushed out of bounds. So that's going to be a foul here. All right, so that's the Cavs' third. It's called on Tart again. All right. Showing off that zippy part. Angus, layup, and gets it in. All right, so we got number 2, Tart, trying to get up the court quickly. Doesn't quite get it there, so it's going to be Davison ball. Got Carr throwing it in over to Timmons. Timmons going to look for the play here. Timmons got to make a quick decision. Can't get out of this block. Gives it off to Port. Port goes for the 2, doesn't make it. A nice shove from early over to Carr there, but it looks like Cavs are going to throw it in. Cavs probably going to give it off to Tart here. Off to Tart it goes. Looks like Port's going to be up here waiting for her. And Gill going to get early. All right. Tart looking for a decision. Gives it off to Aaron. Back to Tart. Off to number 3, Stother. Goes for the 3 and drains it. We got Timmons now running the court. Got Aaron on the blockage. Davison, 30-second timeout. Alrighty. Looks like we're live tweeting over there. So on the topic of live tweeting, tonight's broadcast is produced by DTV. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at DTV_official. Also, you can check out our live streams on channel 191 on Charter and anytime on dtvnews.org by clicking Watch Now. So far in the game, we've seen 3 fouls from the Cavs and 2 from the Cards. The height is playing a big factor here for Davison, and the speed for the Cavs. Alrighty. So coming out, we're taking a second for Davison. Ready? So it's going to be a throw-in from Carr. On over to Timmons, it looks like. She's got coverage. Number 15, Fowlks. Gives it off to Zippy with Fowlks on her tail. Goes up for the layup. Gets knocked down. Got Stother over here thrown up for a layup with coverage by Gill. That's going to be a foul. So we got Stother. She's going to go for the free throws here. 2 of them. Alrighty, so tied up in the fouls here, 3 and 3. So Stother for her first. Doesn't make it in. She's got 1 more. And for her second, doesn't go in as well. So we got Carr over to Timmons. Gonna go for a pass here. Get it out of there. Over to Port. On over to Gill. Going for 2 here. Doesn't quite make it in. Goes around the rim and bounces right back out. But we got number 3, Stother up the court. Gives it off to Early, who gets a nice little layup. Righty. So Timmons now with the ball. Gonna look for Angus here. Gives it up to Angus. Looks like we're going to get a foul here. So that's going to be a Davison. Carman Ainswoth foul, excuse me. It's going to be Angus. Alrighty, so 4 fouls for the Cavs now. Timmons over to Gill. Gill looking for the shot, doesn't go for it. Goes to Gill. Timmons goes for the shot, makes it 3 like it's nothing. So now we got King here, off to Early. Early up for a 3, doesn't make it in, but it goes out of bounds almost. She recovers it there. She got Johnson off to number 15, Fouts, gets it 2. Alrighty, so 22-15 current score here, Cavs leading. We got Pora here looking for an opening. Gives it to Carr. Carr passes it off to Angus, but Angus is under some pressure. Goes for a layup. No problem. All right, so hustling down the court is King for the Cavs. Trying to break off Zippy here. Gives it back to number 3, Stother. Loses control of the ball, but recovers. So Stother pushing up the paint. Stother up to Johnson with nice coverage by Carr. Zippy Porridge going to get knocked down there.
Davison, number 4, Zippy Port. That's her second. Team's 4.
Alrighty, so 4 and 4 for fouls again. Julia Rucker's coming in for Porritt. But number 4, Early's going to throw it in for the Cavs. Gives it off to number 12, King. Julia Rucker on her feet, her toes here. Gives it off to Early, goes for the 3, doesn't make it in. So we got Timmons, the ball now. Off to Gill. Gill looking for it here. Gill gives it off to Angus. Gets punched in the face almost. Or to Carr, excuse me. All right, so Timmons backing up here. Timmons pushing up the paint. Under the post, we have Gill. Goes for the layup. And it goes as she falls down. So Stother here gives it off to number 12, King. King covered by Julia Rucker. Rucker not letting that coverage go. So it's going to be Davison ball here.
Carman, Ainswoth,
And as always,
Johnson, her second. Team's 5th.
so it looks like we got a replay here.
Into the game for the Cavaliers.
Maybe not. So it looks like as of right now, as always, Carr's going to throw it in here. So Timmons now. Timmons getting covered pretty tightly there. Timmons looking. Gives it off to Rucker. Rucker is short and fast. Number 15, Fouts got them hops and knocked it right down. So we got Early with a layup. Doesn't quite go in with some good coverage by the Cards. Well, Gill almost losing her steps there, her footage. Definitely just plowed into number 1, Aaron. So it's going to be Cavs ball.
Davison, number 28, her second. Team's 5th.
All right, so 5 and 5 for fouls. 22-19 current score, Cavs lead. Alrighty, so number 12, King with the ball, covered by Julia Rucker. Number 4, Early with the 3, bounces off the front rim. Alrighty, so it looks like number 5, Cadwell, knocks the ball out for Carman. So Davison's ball here. Davison, Ellie Timmons to Gill. Gill off to Timmons. Timmons looking for it here. Gives it to number 31, Medicar. Number 15, Fouts here. Gives it off to number 12, King. King covered by Julia Rucker and Alexis Angus. Angus moves off. Let's see, number 4, Early. First shot doesn't go in. Alrighty, now we got Timmons. Timmons going for Gill. Gill with the 3. Off the backboard, doesn't quite go in. Carr with the rebound, doesn't go in as either. All right, so Cav foul on number 15, Fouts. Maddie Carr's going to go for 2 here. On her first, it's good.
So far, the Cavs really been working that full court press against
yeah.
Davison Cards.
For the Cardinals, Dusty Schroeder.
Oh, yeah, definitely. All right. So for her second, no good. It's going to be knocked out, and it's going to go for Cavs. So Cav ball here. Got number 5, Cadwell throwing it in. Gives it to number 12, King. King here, off to Aaron, back to King. King looking for it. Doesn't quite get it. Davison recovers. So Timmons now with the ball. Timmons off to Rucker. Rucker for going for the shot, doesn't quite go in. She gets called for traveling. All right, so Cavs here. They've got number 12, King. King looking for it, gives it off to number 3, Stother. Stother back to King. King off to Cadwell. Cadwell goes for the pass, gets called for traveling. Alrighty, so Stephanie Ramoy comes in for Gil. Gil takes her first out. We got Calhoun about to come in for the Cavs. But now we got Timmons pushing up. Off to Rucker. Off to Lindsay. Off to Timmons again. Timmons to Ramoy. Ramoy looking for it. Pushing up, but it gets knocked out of her hands by number 3, Stother. Stother goes for the layup. Doesn't quite make it. Number 5, Cadwell goes for the rebound and gets in. So we got Timmons here. Timmons looking for it. Goes for Rucker, doesn't connect. So she gives it off to Stephanie Ramoy. Rucker gets the ball knocked out of her hands by number 1, Aaron. That's going to be a foul on the Cavs. Or on the Cardinals, excuse me. Alrighty, so 6 and 6 again on the fouls. So King to number 3, Stother. Stother looking for it, gives it off to number 15, Folks. To King. Back to Stother. Stother looking again. And off to Folks. To Aaron now. Back to King. King looking for it. Doesn't quite go for it, actually. And then number 15, Folks, completely airballs it. And as time runs out, the score is 24-20 Cavs. We have Jordan Bruns down on the sideline again for another update. Jordan?
Hi, Davison. It's Jordan Bruns back here at the end of the second quarter here with the Cardinals against Carman Ainsworth. Our girls are playing a really tough game tonight. You know, the score is 20-24, and it seems like that ball is just going back and forth, back and forth. Some of the strong players tonight for the Cards are Alexis Angus, Zippy Port, and Adrian Gill. You know, their scores are really helping us get up the board. And some of the Cavaliers' strong players are Chanel King and Nakia Early. You know, these Cards and Cavaliers are really going at it. It's one of the best games of the season. We'll see you guys back after halftime.
so coming out of halftime, the score is 24-20. Davison ball. So Zippy Port here running up, going for a quick little two. Doesn't quite make it in. All right, so we got Johnson recovering for the Cavs to Aaron. Pushing up the paint, goes for the layup, bounces right off the top of the rim. So now we got number 3, Stother, excuse me. She gets a 3 there. So Maddie Carr off to Timmons. Up to Aaron with a great coverage with Gill. Gill going for a layup, makes it in. Actually thrown to the ground. That's going to be a Carman Ainswoth foul. Got number 12, King coming out. Number 5, Cadwell coming in.
Zasia Colwell checking in for Carman Ainswoth.
Alrighty, so Gill here. First one, no good. That's all she's gonna get. Got number 1, Aaron with a layup. That's good. So now we got Carr to Zippy Porritt. Porritt dropped to her knees, gets back up, and then tripped. She gets up, she's fine. We got Aaron here to number 2, Stother. Goes for it, doesn't quite make it in. We got Cadwell there, going for a rebound, doesn't make it in. So now we got number 2, Tart. It's no good though, so it looks like Maddie Carr is going to throw it in here. Johnson in for the Cavs. So Carr gives it off to Alex Lindsay and then hands it off to Port. So Gill off to Timmons. Timmons looking for it. Pushes up the paint. Alex Lindsay. Good for 2. Alrighty, so now we got Aaron for the Cavs, covered by Zippy Port. Off to number 3, Stother, to number 15, to number 1, Aaron. Gill blocking it with her foot, but that's going to be a Cavs ball. So Aaron's going to throw it into number 15. That's Folks. To number 10, Johnson. Up in the under the post, throws it out to number 3, Stother, but Davison follows. It's Timmons on the foul. Alrighty, number 15 is going to give it off to Stother. She goes for a 3, and in it goes. All right, Maddie Carr now. Back to Timmons. Timmons off to Carr. Looks like it's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be called against. Right. Davison called the timeout, and it looks like it might have been called against Davison. Looks like we might have a replay here. Maybe not. So starting off the second half, the third period, there's a foul for each team. The current score is 32-24, and it's going to be a Cavs lead. So we got a replay here. Alrighty, so we got Timmons, gives it off to Gill. Gill goes up for that layup. Looks like she gets, not really sure what happened there and how she fell, but that was good. So that was a great play coming out from Davison. I think one thing they might be lacking is communication. But then you look over at the Cavs and it doesn't really look like they're talking at all. Alrighty. So like I said, it's going to be a Carman Ainswoth ball. And it's going to be Cadwell throwing it in. So Cadwell's going to get it off to number 1, Aaron. Aaron looking for it with coverage from Zippy. Off to number 3. That's Stother. Stother looking for it, gives it off to Johnson, who's right under the post. Gives it back to Stother. Goes for the layup, doesn't make it. Bounces off the rim. So Stother still with the ball here, covered by Ellie Timmons. He's not really putting too much effort into it. But Johnson goes up the post, goes for it, doesn't make it. And Alex Lindsay in a tussle for the ball there. It's going to be a Carman Ainsworth ball, and we got number 15, Folks, going in. With Folks falling into number 5, Cadwell. Cadwell giving it back. She goes for a 3. Bounces out the inside of the rim. Going for the rebound was Cadwell. Doesn't make it there either. Then we got Johnson with the 2. Doesn't make it either. But before that could even hit the net, there's a call for a foul. And Davison is going to throw the ball in. So that's Maddie Carr covered by Cadwell. A long pass down to Gill. Doesn't quite make it to Gill. Instead falls into the hands of Folks. Gives it off to Stother. Goes for a quick layup. Doesn't make it either. So now we got Timmons on the ball with Aaron for covering. And that's going to go out on Davison.
Hey, 11. Switch everything
It's actually out on Carman, excuse me. So now we got Timmons looking for it. All right, Timmons goes for it, gets to Gill. Gill gets knocked down by number 15, Folks. So it's going to be thrown in from the sideline from Carr.
Second foul for the Cavs.
Carr gives it off to Porritt. Now Porritt's going to get a foul, or Cavs is going to get the ball here.
Looks like Porritt is not having it.
Oh no, she's not happy at all. So we got Aaron with the ball, thrown in by Stother. Aaron passes it back to Stother. Stother looking for a shot, gives it to Johnson. Looks like Aaron now with the ball. Coverage by Zippy Porritt. And Stother now, gives it off to Stother. Stother running up the post. Gives it off to number 10, Johnson. Johnson gives it back. So Stother at the top. So Stother's here, gives it off to Johnson. Johnson off to number 15, Folks. Davison comes in possession of it. So Maddie Carr grabs that ball, gives it off to Gill. Gill going for a layup, but gets tripped. See what happened there.
Carman Ainsworth fouls number 15, Alasia Folks. That's her third.
Alrighty. So Alasia Folks foul there.
Carman Ainsworth substitution number 4, Nakaya
Nakaya
Early.
Early coming in for number 15, Folks. So now we got a break from Ellie Timmons.
Carman Ainsworth fouls number
All right,
4,
so number 4, Early, who just came in, fouls off for the Cavs. So it's the team's 4th this period. 3 minutes, 51 seconds left.
12 King coming in for number 3, Stroder.
Ellie Timmons looking for a break here. Gives it to Carr, who goes up the post for a layup. Looks like we got a full timeout for Davison.
number 31, Madeline Carr.
30-second timeout, excuse me.
That's called a 30-second timeout.
All righty. So tonight, Davison could have a chance at winning this game if they could come back from a score of 32-26. And if you want to relive all that action, DTV is offering a chance for you to do so. Just go to davisonschools.org or go to the Pay For It link and purchase copies of DTV's live events. Or you can send us an email at rscott@davisonschools.org. All DVDs cost $15 and the proceeds go to fund the DTV program. And starting this year, we are making a seasons package. Season package has highlights and all the full games that we will cover, and the bundle is $75. Alrighty, so Cavs are going to come back from this timeout with Early on the ball. Gives it off to King with Gill for coverage. Early now, or King now, excuse me, with Pour It on her. Gives it off to Early. To Johnson, to Aaron for a three. Doesn't quite make it. Bounces off the backboard. Early's going to go for a three here. And it goes like butter. Alrighty. So now Davison has the ball. That's Carr with the possession. Passes down the court to Lindsay, down to Pour It. Adrian Gill grabs the ball and goes for the layup, and in it goes. So now King for the Cavs has the ball. Tripped up there. King goes down. Johnson recovers. Gives it off to Early, who gives it to Aaron. Then to number 10, Johnson. Adrian Gill blocks it. Zippy Port catches it. Almost loses possession of the ball there. So the ball goes out on Davison. Alrighty, so we got plenty of substitutions coming in here.
Looks like we got Angus and Ramoy coming in for Davison.
Yep. And looks like we might have a replay here. All right, so that's that pass, that long pass to Pour It, who gives it off to Gill really quick to get that layup. That was a nice layup, too. All right, so back in the action, we have Aaron gives it off to 34, Collar, who gives it off to Johnson. The ball goes out, so it's going to be a Davison recovery. So Carr with the ball gives it off to Angus. To Stephanie Ramoy, who's got to book it down the court, but doesn't recover. So Collar now with the ball. Ramoy gets the ball again. Collar not giving in. Ramoy coming around her right side, giving it off to Timmons. Timmons takes the advantage. Grabs the ball, looking for an opening. Gives it off to Ramoy again. Who gives it off, looks like she was going for Gill, but 22 Calhoun blocked that. Runs down the court, goes for a layup, misses. And then Stother goes for a rebound, misses again. Stother goes around the paint again and makes it. A huge trip from number 34 for the Cavs, Collar, who trips up Stephanie Ramoy. Maddie Carr's going to throw it in here. Maddie Carr here, looking for an opening. Finds Stephanie Ramoy, who connects, goes for the ball, passes it under a player to Adrian Gill. Adrian Gill goes for the layup, and in it goes. Alrighty, 37-30 now, Cavs. That's number 4. Early going for a three, bounces off the front rim. And then a huge block from Angus there, setting up a brick wall. Got Ellie Timmons coming around the left side, now the right. Gives it off to Stephanie Ramoy, who gives it back to Timmons. Timmons looking for it now. Tries to get it to Angus, but before that, a whistle blows. So it's going to be a foul on Davison, Alexis Angus. So Cavs are going to recover here.
Cavs really pressuring Cardinal defense here.
So with a minute left, Aaron has the ball for the Cavs. Aaron looking for it, loses possession of the ball with Gill on her. Nice block from Maddie Carr and Adrian Gill, but it looks like they might get called on that. So they're getting called on that. It's called on Adrian Gill. So now Cards have 3 fouls. So Julia Rucker coming in for Gill. Alrighty, so now we got Early looking to pass it in. She gives it off to Aaron. Aaron looking, gives it to Stother. Stother with a quick little layup, doesn't quite make it in. But Timmons recovers, gives it up to Rucker. Rucker, what? There goes that layup.
After that, the Cavs are still leading 37-32. Cavs with 5 fouls, Cards with 3.
So we got Stother here with the ball, gives it off to Early with Rucker on the coverage. Calhoun off to Aaron. Aaron off to Stother. Definitely a passing game going on here. Stother looking for it, tripped up. Ellie Timmons there. Gives it off to Cadwell, but Cadwell goes for it, doesn't quite make it. So now we got Ellie Timmons going for a buzzer beater and completely airballs it there. Ready, so ending the third period is 32-37 Cavs, but Jordan Bruns is on the sideline ready for a little sideline report. So Jordan Bruns, what you got for us?
Hey Davison, it's Jordan Bruns here at the end of the third quarter. You know, the game's getting tougher, but the score is 32-37, and it's still a really close game against the Cards and the Cavaliers. You know, some strong players in this quarter have been, for the Cardinals, Adrian Gill and Alex Lindsay. You know, these girls have been really putting up some points and really helping us with our score here. Some really good players for the Cavs have been number 3, Destiny Strobel, and then number 4, Nakia Early. And, you know, those girls are also, as you can see, the score, they're really getting the points. We'll see what the fourth quarter has to come, but I'm really hoping our girls come out with this win. I'll send it back to Kate and Kelvin.
Thank you, Jordan. Alrighty, so coming into the fourth, with we got 10 seconds till that happens. But the score currently is 37-32 with a Cavalier lead. So unless the Cardinals can pick it up here, we might see another a trend coming on from Cavaliers winning here.
Cavaliers also leading in fouls, though, as well.
Yep. Alrighty, so we got Maddie Carr for Davison throwing it in here. Looking off to Angus. Angus taking the advantage and giving it to Gill. Early on the coverage, Gill passes it up for the rebound, gets it in. So that was a 2 there. It's 34-37 now early on the with the ball, and Zippy Port on coverage. She gives it off to Stother, and Stother gives it off to number 2, Tart. And as soon as Tart comes in, seems she's going to get a foul. So now it is Maddie Carr throwing it in for Davison. Gives it off to Zippy Port. Zippy trying to zip down in the paint. Definitely looking for a travel there, but she gives it to Maddie Carr, and she makes it in. Alrighty, so now we have Stother. Davison only down by 1. Stother going for a layup, and there it goes. So keeping this lead, 39-36. Maddie Carr now with the ball for Davison, looking to throw it off. Gives it off to Ellie Timmons. For that, Davison calls a full timeout. Right. So along with these games, we also do newscasts live. You can check out all of the news, sports, and student life throughout the area on Davison's award-winning student-run news program, DTV News. Tune in Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday live on Charter Channel 191 or streaming at dtvnews.org. Michigan's best student-produced newscast covering all your news, sports, and student life. We actually have a thing going on right now. Tyler Claus. He stars on Fridays. Kind of busy schedule up there at the North Pole. You know how that goes.
Yeah. He just had an update for us earlier today.
Yep.
On everyone who is on the naughty and nice list.
Oh, yeah. Next Thursday will be seeing his last appearance before he goes back up to the North Pole for good. All right, so we got Maddie Carr here, looking to pour it. Pour it going off to Timmons, but it gets tipped off by Aaron.
Aaron
Timmons.
got hops.
Oh, yeah. Looks like King now. Stother bumping right into King, so knocking the ball out. So now we got Johnson with the ball looking for it. King with the recovery. Off to Johnson. So now we got Tart coming up the post. Johnson for the for the rebound. Alrighty.
Cavs passing back and forth, really trying to break that defense.
Oh, yeah. So Cav ball here. So now we got it off to Stother. Stother off to Tart. Off to Johnson, pushing right onto the post. Tart with a 3, excuse me. And now we have Timmons to Carr. Up to Gill. Gill pushing up the paint. Gets tripped up there, so the ball's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be a Cavs ball.
We got number 22, Calhoun, coming in for number 10, Johnson. And we
Alex
got
Lindsay coming in for Angus. Alrighty, so Aaron's down here. Gives it off to number 3, Stother. Stother looking for it with Port going to be on the coverage here. Stother goes up for a layup, but doesn't quite make it. Falls to the ground, Zippy Port grabs it, zips down the court. Alrighty, so there's a foul there, so it's going to be a Cavs ball. Double dribble there. Alright, so Stother here with Port again on the coverage. Gives it off to number 2, Tart. Finds an opening. Lindsay not covering hard enough. Tart throws it up for a layup, and it doesn't quite go in. It swings around the rim.
Davison foul to number 15.
So it's going to be Alex Lindsay's first foul. And Tart, the one that's usually throwing up the fouls, is going to be taking the foul shot. Free throw here. So our first is good. And now we have Folks coming in for number 12, King. Tart going at her second. Doesn't quite go in. So Maddie Carr pushing Calhoun there. And Calhoun giving off to number 15 to Stother. Back to 15. That's Folks. And Maddie Carr to Timmons now. Davison ball. Aaron pushing right up against it. Then we got Carr off to Lindsay. It's a nice high pass. So that's a foul on Davison there. So Aaron's going to throw it in. Looks like she's going to throw right off to Tart, but Port's on the coverage right before that. Or right after that, excuse me. So Tart looking for it. Goes up for a layup, pushes 2 of them. So that's going to be a Davison ball.
Carman Ainswoth foul number 2, Zariah Tart. That's her 4th, team 6.
That's her 4th, making the team 6.
Substitution.
number 10, Johnson coming in for 2, Tart for the Cavs.
So Carr here, giving it off to Timmons. And then Timmons off to Lindsay. Lindsay trying to regain power of that ball and gets knocked out by Stother. She gets that layup there.
Cavs real happy about that. Looks like they got a foul too.
Yep, Maddie Carr is going to get that first. So now it's 5 and 6 fouls. Score 45-36 Cavs with 5 minutes left. So Stother's going to go here. Her first is good, and that's all she's going to get. Johnson almost pushed out, but comes back in. So here we got Stother, but she bounces off her hand. So Timmons got it back to Gill. Gill runs up the paint. Under the post, goes for the layup, doesn't quite make it. So then she goes to gain recovery of the ball, doesn't quite make it. And then we got Maddie Carr.
Carman Ainswoth fouls number 10, Shakara Johnson. That's her 3rd.
Alrighty, so Maddie Carr is going to take 2 here. Alright, so Maddie Carr, first one's good.
Stephanie Roy in for the Cardinals. Nakaya Early for the Cavaliers.
Number 4, Early, coming in for number 15, Folks for the Cavaliers.
Maddie Carr's second is good as well. So now Early has the ball. Early looking for it.
Ooh.
Zippy almost gaining possession of the ball there for Davison. She gives it off to Aaron, who gives it to Stother. Stother pushing up the post to Johnson. Air balls it there. So that's going to be a Cavs ball.
Cardinal foul number 31,
Maddie Carr's second. Alrighty. So now we got Early looking for it. Gives it to Johnson, who gives it to number 3, Stother. All right, so Cavaliers are going to call a timeout. And if you were wondering, this is not going to be the only basketball that we're going to do live, basketball game that we're going to do live. Coming up, GTV is going to be streaming 3 more home boys and girls basketball doubleheaders this winter season. January 20th, they will face Midland. January 31st, Goodrich. And on February 3rd, GTV will host Game Day. Game Day is an ESPN-like sports show with a pregame, halftime, and postgame shows for both games. Those games will be live on dtvnews.org or on our charter channel, 191. Looks like we may have a replay coming here.
Looks like we got a replay.
So we got Maddie Carr looking for it here. She gives it off to Timmons. That's when Adrian Gill was trying to get her away from, or Alex Lindsay was trying to get away from it. And then Stother put it up as Maddie Carr slapped at it. So that's where that foul came from. So now we got Stother throwing it in over to Aaron. Zippy Port on the coverage. All right, she gives it back to Stother. So Timmons on that. Then to Early with Ramoy on that. Back to Stother. She gives it off to number 1, Aaron, to Calhoun with a Zippy Port on the coverage there. 30-second timeout for Cavs.
Zippy almost knocking it out of Calhoun's hands a second ago.
Oh yeah, Zippy is definitely one of those players that you're gonna see trying to get the ball out and trying to regain possession of that.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, so we have a website now that allows you to go to our streams and to all of our archived videos as well. We've been revamping the way we appear online. Not only are we on social media, but now our website, where we have a map of where DTV alumni has traveled to work. And you can also get an inside look on our studio, along with a couple articles in news and in sports. So back to the action here. Tart coming back in. She gives it off to number 3, Stother, who gives it to Aaron. Aaron to Stother. Over to Tart to Stother to Aaron again. Excuse me. She gives it to Tart. Tart getting a little aggressive there with Timmons. Gives it back to Stother. Looks like they're just trying to waste time now. Goes up to Johnson under the post. That's going to be called on Davison. Looks like Maddie Carr.
Cardinal foul number 31, Madeline Carr, her third.
That's her third.
Davison girl's not looking happy about that.
Oh no, she's definitely on a roll now. Alrighty, so Johnson's going to shoot 2. And her first is good. And her second is also not going to be good. Excuse me. Ellie Timmons now for Davison, who gives it to Gill. Gill pushing up the court. Looking. Tries to give it off to Carr, but Tart recovers. All right, so Tart trying to get it out. She loses control of the ball, so Davison's going to try and get at that. That's Adrian Gill.
Gill and Tart both diving for the ball.
Yep, and looks like Davison's going to get that there. So now we got Timmons. Before that, we got Calhoun coming in for Tart. So Timmons looking for it. Goes to Zippy. Zippy connects, but before that, whistle blows.
Carman Ainsworth foul to number 3, Destiny.
Alrighty.
That's her second. Team's 8th.
So there's a foul there against Stother. So Adrian Gill's gonna go for one.
Looks like Tart and Calhoun are switching back out again.
Score 38-46.
Now 39-46.
Also in for CA, number 12, Chanel King.
All right, so King coming in for early. Gill taking her second, and it's good. So Stother's going to pass it up the court. She's going to give it off to Tart. Before that, Davison's going to throw it in here. And it looks like Gill this time. So Gill looking for it. Not quite seeing anything, but she finds Porritt. Goes under, gives it to Maddie Carr, who goes for the layup and doesn't get it. It's knocked to the ground instead.
Carman Ainsworth foul to number 1, Desiana Aaron. That's her
Alrighty.
first. Team's 9th.
So Aaron gets her first foul, and Maddie Carr is going to shoot one here. So there's that. And for her second, let's see there, 41-46 score. If they can get this here, it'll bring them up to only down by 4. All right, so she doesn't get it there, so they're still down by 5. But now we have number 12, King, over to Aaron, who gives it off to Stother, Goes for the layup, doesn't quite make it in, but then we got Aaron. And Aaron gives it off to King again, who gives it back to Aaron. Looking for it, she finds Tart. Looking again, she hands it off to Stother. Stother tries to run up the post, doesn't quite make it in. She gives it to Johnson, gives it back, and gives it off to King. So looking for it, she gave it to Tart. And Tart found Aaron. There's going to be a foul there on Davison.
Davison foul to number 20, Adrian Gill, her 4th.
So it's going to be one shot, looks like, for Aaron.
Desiana Aaron at the line for 1.
It's Davison's 8th foul.
Yep.
Lots of fouls this game.
Oh, yeah. So Aaron here. And hers is no good. So Timmons grabs the ball there. Going around her left side, finds Ramoy. Ramoy looking, can't find anything yet. So she pushes up the post. Goes for a layup, doesn't quite get it. Maddie Carr going for the rebound, doesn't get it. Now it looks like a little tussle under there. Ramoy going for it again, but Johnson knocks it down. And before Johnson can get down the court, a whistle going to be blowed. So there's a foul on Stephanie Ruhr there.
We have a
So it
minute
looks like-
41 left in this game. Cavs leading by 5, 46-41. Both teams tied at 9 fouls.
Alicia Folks back in for the Cavaliers.
All right, so we got Folks coming back in. And we got Johnson for the free throw.
Cavs been making very frequent
That's good.
substitutions throughout the game.
Yep. Well, they have the team members to do that, so they're okay. Johnson going to go for a second here. There it goes. So Cavs are up by 7 now. Carman Ainsworth full timeout. Alrighty, so like you said, Calvin, there's been plenty of substitutions on the Carman Ainsworth side, but not so many on the Davison side. Been mostly the same players each time.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything from Hallie Hall, Casey Allard, which I did see them in street clothes earlier, so not really sure what's going on there, but I'm sure we could easily find out.
Yeah.
Haven't really seen anything from Carr either, or Inget. Excuse me, Rucker. Sorry, they're all next to each other. Just reading names. From Rucker, we saw one quick layup, but other than that, we haven't really seen much from her.
Well, yeah, the Cavs are leading up by 7 right now. You gotta wonder, maybe all those frequent substitutions is helping some.
Yep, they definitely have the team to do that too. We haven't seen.
Looks like that was the strategy they were going for.
Yep, the only player we haven't seen is Lauren Green from the Cavaliers. Alrighty, so we got Gill thrown in here. Gill gives it off to number 4, Zippy Porritt. Alrighty, so Porritt off to Timmons, over to Ramoy, excuse me, off to Timmons again, goes for the 3 and drains it. Alright, so now we got, I can't get her name out, Stother, excuse me. The guy tries to give it off to Aaron. It goes out on the Cavaliers, and Davison's going to recover, only down by 4. So at this point, it's a really tough game here. Really close game, excuse me. A minute, 10 seconds left on the clock. Then we got Timmons looking for it. Timmons give it off to Ramoy. Ramoy almost having to go for it. So she's going to travel there. So it's going to be a Davison ball.
And number 2, Tart coming in from number 22, Calhoun.
Then we got Rucker coming in for Gill. Now Johnson throwing it into Stother. Stother back to Johnson. Now Stother again. Rucker trying to get it out of there. And then Johnson with a huge height jumps up there and grabs it. Alrighty. So there's a call on Stephanie Ramoy there. So Johnson's going to shoot 2.
.49 seconds left on the clock here.
Yep. Davison only down by 4.
Very close game. Could go either way right now.
Yep. Johnson missing her first one. All right, Johnson with her second, and doesn't go in either. So now Adrian Gill's got to really make this push. She gets pushed out by number 3 Stother, and it's going to be called on Davison. And Hitchcock going to be arguing with that.
Coming real close to us over here on the sideline.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty. So Stother giving it to Tart. So now they got Tart in, so you know they're definitely going to try and keep it away from Davison. Foul's going to be called on Stephanie Ramoy for holding Tart's arm there. So now Tart's going to throw 2. So Tart with her first one, and that's good. So 49-44. And her second, also good. 50-44, down by 6 now. Need a good 2-3. Stephanie Ramoy running up under the post. Goes for a layup, but Johnson knocks it down. Tart out of bounds with that. So it's going to be a Davison ball in Davison territory.
Cavaliers were looking for a fast break there, but went out of bounds.
All right, so now we got Ramoy at the top. Gives it off to Zippy Porritt. Goes for a layup, and in it goes. So 20, Davison with a full timeout. So with that layup that Zippy Porritt just gave us there, the score is going to be 46-50 Cav lead. So all they need is that 4 points to tie it up.
So
we got a replay here. Yep. So here we see Stephanie Ramoy on over to Zippy Porritt. And that's a nice one. She runs right up to it, and it goes. That was beautiful and really good one.
It's like we got 26 seconds left here in this game. Cavs leading up by 4, 50-46. Both teams racking up a lot of fouls this game.
Oh yeah, definitely a high intense game.
Lots of free throws going on. Davison with 10 team fouls and Cavaliers with 9.
Alrighty. Coming back out is Davison. We're just waiting on the Cavaliers here. 26 seconds left. We got Fowler and Zippy at the top. Goes to Johnson to go to Tart. Rucker trying to pull that ball down. And it's good. So Davison's going to grab that ball, and Gill's going to come in for Rucker. About 25 seconds left. A four-point game. Gill with nice hops there. Tries to give it from Stother. Doesn't quite get it, and then Ramoy up there trying to grab it as well. Ball's going to go out on the Cavs, so it's going to be a Davison ball.
Both teams realizing how close this is.
Oh, yeah. Gill giving it off to Timmons at the top. Goes it off to her left at Stephanie Ramoy. Stephanie Ramoy looking for it. Tries to get it off to Zippy. So Zariah Tart there with another foul. We got Calhoun coming in for Tart. Or Early coming in for Tart, excuse me.
Okay. My mic is back up
Righty.
just in case.
Looks like Ramoy's gonna throw. Going up
It's
there.
like Rutgers coming in for Gill too.
Alrighty. So Gill, or Ramoy for her first, and he doesn't make it. Those are what she needed to. Alrighty. She doesn't make it here. Cavs have the chance to get that rebound. Or
Okay.
Davison has a chance to get that rebound. But the Cavs are going to recover. Number 15 gives it off to Stother, but it's going to be called back. All right. So Stephanie Ramoy throwing up a foul there. So Stother's going to shoot for 2. So now we got Stother going for 2 here again. 50-46, and continues to be 50-46. Gill coming in for Rucker. Yeah, Rucker. We got Stother again going for a second, doesn't make it in. Goes right through Maddie Carr's arms and then out of bounds. So it's going to be a Cavs ball with 7 seconds left. Gives it to Johnson. Johnson being pushed down. So that's going to be a foul on Gill.
Gill not looking happy.
I definitely didn't think that call was supposed to be against her. So Johnson going to the line again for 2.
Looks like we're seeing a lot more fouls here right towards the end.
Oh, yeah.
Both teams trying to push.
Johnson not making that first one either.
Make sure they get out that win. Both teams trying to pressure each other.
Alrighty, and she makes the second. So 51-46. So we got Gill pushing up the paint, goes for a 3, doesn't make it, and that's game. So the Cavaliers win by 5, 51-46. And coming up next, we do have the boys' game against the Carman Ainswoth Cavaliers. So Jordan Bruns and I will see you as soon as these boys are finished warming up. I'm Caitlin Abdella with Calvin Phillips. Have a great night, Davison.